Welcome to the Lose Your Big Ass Stomach podcast. I'm your host, Jay Jackson, and my mission here is to help you get rid of that big ass stomach and take back control of your health so that you can look and feel your best by being the best version of yourself, mentally and physically, while destroying the mediocre agenda society is trying to brainwash you into, and breaking our families' generational curses of being unhealthy by being a healthy and fit role model. It's time to set a new standard. It's time to set a new standard of living. If you find the podcast helpful, be sure to hit that follow button because that helps us build a movement. Let's go.
If you're having a hard time losing weight, noticing that your energy level is just really, really low, whether it's physically or mentally, more than likely you're missing this one macronutrient, and it's called protein, okay? So today I'm going to be talking about what proteins are, what proteins you can start eating to start losing weight, and a couple of other things that are very, very important when it comes to protein for weight loss and overall health, okay? If you want a free list of proteins that you can eat, comment the word protein down below, and I'll send you a free list of proteins that you can start eating today to start losing weight, start having more energy physically and mentally. Okay, getting ready to do the podcast, y'all. The podcast is called Lose the Big Ass Stomach Podcast. You can catch it on Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, and Amazon. Again, comment protein down below, and I'll send you that free list. Okay, this is going to be a big one. This is going to be a good podcast. A lot of times people don't realize if you're having low energy, if you're having a hard time losing belly fat, I'm not just talking about losing weight, but belly fat, more than likely you're lacking protein in your diet, okay? It's one of the most important, all right, when it comes to proteins, carbs, and fats. Proteins are super crucial, very critical, okay? So I'm getting ready to start the podcast, all right? Let's see. If you've been having a hard time not only losing weight, but also getting rid of belly fat and having energy, you may be missing out on this one macronutrient, guys, and it's called protein. Okay. A lot of times when people think about protein, they think, bro science, the bodybuilder, the gym heads, the fitness enthusiasts. But protein is a lot more important than what most people realize. It's not just the fitness enthusiasts. It's also for overall energy, physical energy, mental energy. If you want to look and feel your best, if you're noticing that you've been losing weight, but you're not toning, guys, these are things that happen when you don't have the right amount of protein. And so I'm going to share 3 very, very important things that you need to know in terms of protein, okay? 1, the type of proteins you should be eating, okay? Because it's very important. 2, protein portion, all right? Because a lot of times I see people that are skipping meals and, creating these binge eating disorders and things like this. And it makes it really hard to consume enough protein if you're skipping meals, okay? So we're going to talk about that. And then also nutrition timing and frequency when it comes to proteins, because all these things are critical, all right? If you're not consuming enough, that means you are deficient in protein, what makes it hard to lose belly fat, makes it hard to feel full and satisfied for longer. Because if you notice that you're eating meals, you're eating healthy, but you're feeling deprived, you're feeling tired. You're like, dang, man, I don't know why I just ate, but I'm still tired. I just seen this, somebody comment on one of my posts, I think on Instagram or YouTube, and they were like, I'm eating healthy, but I just feel so tired. Like, I don't know what's going on. More than likely there was a lady actually, more than likely she's not eating the right amount of protein throughout the day and in her meals. Okay. And so, the worst thing you want to have is trying to get in shape, trying to lose weight, and you're feeling tired and irritable. You feel like you're suffering. I get it, guys. Like, if you feel that way, you're doing something wrong, because you shouldn't feel worse. Fitness and nutrition, eating properly, it should enhance what you're already doing. You should have more energy. You should feel more sharpness, more focus when you're working, okay? You shouldn't be more tired and irritable and sleepy, okay? If you feel that way, you're not doing something right, okay? So first thing I want to talk about is the different types of protein, because I know some people don't know what a protein is, all right? Proteins, they help you build muscle, they help you burn fat, they help you stay full for longer, they help you even manage your energy and your blood sugar. A lot of people don't even think about that. Some people especially a lot of busy professionals. They tend to eat a lot of chips, trail mix, snacking. You know, they're eating the bagels, the donuts, the croissants for breakfast, and they wonder why they have brain fog. They're wondering why they're feeling tired in the middle of the day. And this is because they're eating empty calorie foods. Instead, if you eat more protein, it's going to help you regulate your blood sugar. That way you don't have these sugar cravings. That way you don't have the brain fog. That way you don't feel mentally exhausted while you're at work or when you get home because you want to spend time with your family, right? You don't want to be existing. You want to be able to enjoy time with the people that you love and care about, right? And so very important to eat protein. And so if you notice that these different challenges and symptoms that I just shared with you are showing up in your life, more than likely you're not eating enough protein. So different types of protein. Obvious one, chicken. If you didn't know already, chicken is a protein. I know some people like, oh, chicken is so boring. No, your ass boring, because there's a million different ways to cook chicken. You can bake it, you can grill it, you can air fry it. Guys, if you're a busy professional and you don't have an air fryer, you are missing out. It is a cheat code. And guys, it's very easy for me to keep this look. I'm 35 years old, have a 6-pack, almost damn near an 8-pack. How am I able to do this? I make my life very, very simple. I don't want to be in the kitchen for 25, 30 plus minutes. All my meals take 10, maybe even 15 minutes to cook, okay? But using that air fryer makes it so much easier. You season your food up, season up that chicken, throw it in there for a good 15, maybe 20 minutes, all right? 15, maybe 20, just depending on how you want it to be cooked. And bam, take it out, it's ready to eat, okay? What else can you eat? What other proteins do you have outside of chicken? Eggs, egg whites, salmon, okay? Halibut, mahi-mahi, New York strip steak. That's one of my personal favorites, New York strip steak. What else do we have here? We have ribeye, okay? These are different proteins that you can eat. Typically, proteins are going to be meats, the meats that you eat, okay? You'll notice that red meats have a little bit more fat in it. And so when you go to the grocery store and you eat things like salmon, even though it is healthy, it has more fat in it, okay, than something like chicken. Same thing with ribeye steak. I love ribeye steak, but New York strip steak is a leaner cut of red meat steak. It's not going to have as much fat in it. And so these are things you want to pay attention to. A lot of people, they have this misconception that they think eating meat is bad or eating red meat is bad. It's not that eating meat is bad, guys. It's the quality of the meat that you eat, okay? Because we need to have protein in our body, in our diet, okay? These are dietary needs. These are essentials. We need these things because if you don't have them, you have the brain fog. You have the high glucose levels that lead to type 2 diabetes. A lot of folks have pre-diabetes and type 2 diabetes. You don't even have to be eating junk food all the time. You could just have a very high carbohydrate intake, high carbohydrates, high fat intake on a daily basis and low protein intake. You can mess around and have type 2 diabetes and it could progressively get worse. Okay. And so that's why it's important, not just for looks, but to also feel well, our standards of living, right? We want to enjoy our life. And so those are some different proteins that you want to eat. Okay. I know some people, they say, well, I don't like eating this food right here. I don't like eating that. Guys, you got to keep it simple. I have a book called Gut to Abs, which everybody who's watching right now on the podcast, you see my book up there, Gut to Abs. Follow the rule of 3. This is how you simplify your life. Okay. If you notice that you eat chicken a lot, if you notice that you like eating eggs, you like eating New York strip steak, those become your top 3 proteins. The rule of 3. The same thing you do with your vegetables. The same thing you do with your fruits. When you do this, guys, it helps you simplify your life. And so that way you're not like scrambling, like, what am I going to eat today? Man, I don't know what I'm going to eat. But when you know your go-tos, your 3 proteins, your 3 fruits, your 3 vegetables, your 3 snacks, even the 3 go-to restaurants that you may have to eat at if you're just very busy and you don't have time to cook something at home, the rule of 3, guys. Okay, this is how you simplify things. All right. And so that's the first thing, proteins. Second thing, portions. Now, generic trainers will tell you a generic amount of protein that you need to eat. Okay. They'll just say, hey, you need to eat 6 ounces of protein every meal. But truthfully, everyone's body is a little different. Okay. A lot of my men inside my coaching program, I'm not going to have them eating 3 ounces of protein or 4 ounces of protein like the women in my program, because the men are a lot heavier. The men, they're bigger. Our metabolism, it can be a little bit faster than a woman's metabolism. It potentially can be a little bit faster. Okay. But a lot of men, they need to eat a little bit more protein. A guy who's 5'8", 280, he can't be eating 80 grams of protein a day or 120 grams of protein a day like a woman who may be 5'2", 150. The protein intake is going to be significantly different. Okay. And so rule of thumb that I use on a daily basis, your overall calorie intake. It's important to know your calorie intake. So let's say, for example, your daily calorie intake to lose weight is 2,000 calories. Okay. 40%. Okay. It could be a little bit less or a little bit more, but my rule of thumb, 40% of your overall calorie intake should be allocated towards protein. Okay. You want to need not a dramatic increase in protein. It shouldn't be like 50% of your overall calorie intake should be protein. It should be more like 40. It doesn't have to be crazy, guys. You don't want to find yourself being constipated and having stool issues because you're overeating on protein. I went through that when I was, in my earlier parts of my career, drinking 2-3 protein shakes a day. That's no good. Protein smoothies all day long. That's no good. These are supplements, okay, if you're drinking protein shakes. So if you're lacking a certain amount of protein from the foods that you're eating, that's when you can use a protein shake to supplement for the protein that you're deficient in from the meats that you would normally eat, or like eggs and egg whites, okay? So it's important to know what your calorie intake is. That way you're going to know what your daily protein intake is. All right. So rule of thumb, again, 40% of your overall calorie intake, give or take. It could be a little bit less. If you don't like eating a whole lot of protein, it could be a little bit more. If you prefer to eat a little bit more protein and have less carbs, less healthy fats in your diet, that's kind of like what I lean towards. I don't eat a lot of starchy carbs, the rice, the potatoes. I eat them, but not a lot. Okay. Because when you tend to eat these foods, they're not bad, but you're going to notice that your energy level is going to drop. You can have brain fog. And I noticed at times when I found myself, doing fasting and things like that, and I would break my fast and I'd eat something like Chick-fil-A with some fries or something, brain fog. Like I was done for the rest of the day. I couldn't really focus, or I'd go to Chipotle and get me a bowl with rice and chicken and guacamole and pico de gallo. And I'm like, man, I gotta sit down for a minute, and I talk to guys and women who go to, Jersey Mike's and where else? Subway, eating these Subway sandwiches in the middle of the day. Then they find themselves having brain fog. These things happen because you're lacking protein, but you're overeating on starchy carbs, okay? Breads, chips, bagels, donuts. Even some people are eating pizza in the middle of the day while they're at work. Guys, this is the worst thing to do if you want to be a high performer, okay? Like top achievers understand eating is not just for weight loss. It's for energy management, physical and mental energy, so you can focus, okay? So it's very, very important to eat protein on a daily basis and with your meals. All right, so that's the portions. Last thing is timing and frequency. Timing and frequency of your meals are critical, y'all, okay? I want to tell y'all a story. So I used to be the guy, I would go to Chick-fil-A almost every morning. And this is back when I used to do in-person training. I go to Chick-fil-A in the morning, get me a Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit, get me some, little hash browns or whatever. And it tastes so good. I still remember the taste, but I just can't eat that stuff no more. Your boy 35 years old, getting older. And when I would eat that breakfast, 10, 15 minutes later, as I'm driving to the gym to train my clients back then, I just noticed that my energy is just dropping. It was like I could just picture in my head, like my energy battery was on 10 when I woke up. And then after I ate, it just started to dwindle. It just started to drop. It's like being at a camp and you just notice that you don't have no more logs to throw in the fire and your fire is just dwindling away. And that's what was happening to my energy. As I was driving to the gym from eating bagels, from eating Chick-fil-A chicken biscuits with hash browns, or going to Starbucks and drinking a cold brew, but I would get the donut. I would get the Starbucks donut, y'all. Like I love sugar. I grew up going to the candy every day. And so, I would always want to eat sweets growing up. And so I called myself cutting back on eating the sugar, putting sugar in my coffee. And so I would do cold brew, but I started adding the sugar with the donuts. And I would find myself being tired. I'm like, man, why am I tired? Man, I just drank a whole coffee, a whole grande. I went from a grande to a venti because I was like, maybe I'm not getting enough caffeine. So I started drinking more coffee on a daily basis. Energy still low. I'm like, why is this happening? Sugar cravings late at night. So I want to eat Ben and Jerry's. It's because I was eating a lot of sugar, a lot of starchy carbs. But when I shifted to eating more protein in my diet, eggs, egg whites, chicken, turkey sausage, things like that for breakfast, my energy went through the roof. Started eating more fruits, more vegetables with my breakfast. Energy went through the roof. And not just energy when I ate the meal, but sustained energy throughout the day. Because here's the thing, guys. This is why I talk about mealtime, because a lot of people try to skip breakfast because they either busy, or they just don't want to cook, or they just trying to lose weight. But causation does not equal correlate. Correlation does not mean causation. Okay. Here's what I mean by this. A lot of people think because they skip breakfast, they're losing weight. What happens is when you skip breakfast, you're basically starving yourself. And that's what's causing you to lose quick weight. But what's happening is it's stressing you out. You may not feel it like extremely stressed, but it's stressing you out to the point where you want to binge eat and eat a lot of sugar for lunch and dinner. Okay. And so instead, what you want to do, the correlation that's going to help you really lose weight is you eating the right foods for breakfast, the right amount of calories over the course of a day. That way you can regulate your blood sugar. That way you're not stressed throughout the day and you're able to lose weight sustainably, guys. Not quick weight loss, sustainable weight loss. Because if you don't feel well, you're not going to be motivated to continue to have that way of living. You're not going to be motivated because you're going to burn out. This is what happens when people lack protein in their breakfast, in their lunch, in their dinner. And I see some people that are skipping breakfast and lunch and they're just eating dinner. Of course, they're going to lack protein intake on a daily basis. Most people are not going to eat. Let's say a guy needs to eat 180 grams of protein on a daily basis to build muscle and drop body fat. It's going to be extremely hard for most men to eat 180 grams of protein in one meal. That's a lot. That's a lot, man. That's a lot for me. You're going to be stuffed. You can't do that. Okay? And so you have to break that up over the course of a day. This is what I mean by meal frequency. Some days I'll eat 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Some days I'll eat brunch and dinner because I'm a lot more aware than most people, because I've been doing this over 15 years. I looked on I jumped on LinkedIn the other day and I was like, setting everything up. And it was like, you've been in your career for 16 years and 1 month or something like that. I was like, damn, I've been telling folks it's been 15 years. It's been 16. Jeez, your boy feel old. But anyway, it's important that you understand the foundation. So you need to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner starting out. And maybe 1 or 2 snacks in there just for like energy management. That way you don't feel tired in between meals, not just physically, but mentally. Okay. And then as you progress, or let's say you get a professional, somebody like myself, you can do brunch and dinner, but do it in a way where you're eating the right portions, because you're eating just brunch and dinner. So those portions need to be a little bit bigger than if you had breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You see what I mean? Same thing with the snacks. And so on days when I'm just eating 2 meals, my snacks are going to be slightly bigger because I have the grace, because I'm not eating breakfast. You see what I'm saying? And so it's all about understanding energy management. Like, this is like next level. Like, if you want to be a true high achiever, not just lose weight, but you want to have energy to excel in your career, still have energy for your social life. Guys, food is not just fat loss. It's energy. It's stress management, mentally and physically. Okay. And so these are the things you want to start doing. Start paying attention to your proteins on a daily and weekly basis. Make that one of your non-negotiables. There's non-negotiables when it comes to being able to lose weight and have a body that you're proud of when you have your clothes on and when you take your clothes off. There's non-negotiables of being able to live a healthy lifestyle with having energy, not only sleeping. Okay. Sleep is just one thing, but if you're managing your protein properly, you're going to have more energy. Your blood sugar is going to be regulated. Okay. That way stress is low, energy is high. Okay. And so hopefully y'all found this podcast helpful. With that said, we out of here. Let's get it. All right. Hopefully y'all found that helpful. Instagram won't let me scroll down and see y'all's messages for whatever reason. It does that sometimes. But comment protein if y'all want that free list of proteins to lose belly fat. David Jesse, what is up, brother? Hope you are doing well. Still out there shooting movies and TV shows. Anyway, getting ready to head out. If y'all are not already, head over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. I'll be going live on YouTube also, dropping gems, giving out this game, giving out heat. All right, making sure y'all are able to excel in your careers and your personal life too. You know, looking and feeling your best. Okay. With that said, we out of here. Let's get it. Peace.
Yo, appreciate you for tapping in and listening to the podcast episode today. Hopefully you found it valuable. And if you did and you want to learn more about how I can help you lose the big ass stomach, transform your body, and get your health on point, DM me real results over on Instagram at JJacksonOfficial for more information. And I'll reach back out to you to do what I can to help you hit those health and fitness goals. Let's get it.